All right, new report that is saying that Japan might actually form the first ever UFO research office. Very, very interesting. Thanks for joining me here today on the channel. This is Down to Earth with me, Kristian Harloff. Thanks for joining me, as always. And look, there's been a lot of talk now when it comes to people going, wait a minute, I thought we had research ever. You know, maybe now is that UFO research ever for Japan, or is that ever saying that there's nothing really beneficial? So let's get into this article, and then we'll talk about what it means. This is from the Defense Blog, who says Japan may form first ever UFO research office. Japanese lawmakers have called on the Ministry of Defense to establish a dedicated department to investigate unidentified aerial phenomenon, including UFOs and unidentified drones. On May 16th, members of the Parliamentary League for UAP Clarification from a Security Perspective delivered a formal proposal to Defense Minister Minoru Kihara urging the government to strengthen surveillance and data collection in response to recent incursions by drones and surveillance balloons, particularly those believed to originate from China. The proposal calls for the ministry to form a specialized division focused on three key tasks: collecting and analyzing UAP-related data, disclosing relevant findings to the public, and reporting investigation results regularly to the National Diet. Yasukazu Hamada, former defense minister and leader of the UAP League, emphasized the urgency of comprehensive readiness. It is critically important that we close any gaps in our response to these unexplained aerial events, Hamada said. Our position is to proceed with every possible scenario in mind. Defense Minister Kihara, one of the original supporters of the Parliamentary League, acknowledged the relevance of the issue. As one of the League's founding members, I continue to recognize the strategic importance of UAPs, Kihara said. We are maintaining a broad, high-level focus of all phenomena that may impact Japan's national security, including those involving unidentified objects. While Japan has previously tracked aerial objects that remain unexplained, the formal push to centralize and institutionalize UAP investigation marks a shift toward more structured engagement with potential airborne threats, including foreign surveillance assets. This development comes amid heightened regional tensions and follows similar moves in the United States, where military and intelligence agencies have begun to openly report on UAP sightings and investigations. Japanese lawmakers appear keen to adopt a similar framework to protect the national airspace and enhance transparency. Okay, look, so there's a lot that you can say here. First of all, the first part of it is, it makes sense, right? Yeah, if something's flying around, you want to make sure you're checking out, and they're at least being transparent as opposed to, it's the FAA. Yeah, it's the FAA doing tests. We're being lied to left and right over here. Like, no, we don't know what it is. We're going to put together an investigation because we don't know exactly what it is. The thing that you can make the argument for, and now I know that people always talk about how many years and years and years and years that these things have been seen in the sky. You can make the argument to say, look, there's a lot of different things that are being seen in now Japan. There are a lot of things that are being seen in the U.S. Has some country discovered some kind of technology that is just outside the realm of our understanding? Now, you look at what Matt Brown said when it came to the technology and the fact that we've been essentially living in the Matrix. From his comments the other day, I might have read them a little too literally, but I think maybe so that we're just being held back from knowing the type of technology and the type of reality we really could live in that we're just never going to be privy to. And so is that part of what we're seeing in the skies? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that these things didn't derive from otherworldly craft. But is it safe to say that with all the Immaculate Constellation programs, these other things, the reverse engineering that has happened in general, that certain governments have found a way to use this in the technology, and that's kind of what you're seeing in the sky, these orbs, these other things? Or is it exactly what some people think also, that it is the same types of visitations we've been getting from whatever it might be, interdimensional, other worlds, and they are now zipping back and forth and being just a lot more out there. But the fact that Japan is putting this together, it does, I don't see it as much as I used to, But I used to see the comment all the time, LOL, why is it only the United States that sees these things? LOL. Well, it's not. And clearly, the fact that Japan is putting together a UAP investigation office, that means they're taking it serious also. Does that mean that they think that they're aliens in the sky? No, but the things that they have things that could potentially be threatening their Air Force, or their airspace, in the same way that we just did that story with Burleson talking about the FBI, and the FBI is concerned about the airspace and figuring out what that is over here. So it makes sense to get away from the stigma side of it and say, look, there are things in the sky. That's the other thing I just never understood. It seems like that's what Japan is doing. Having more people understand the general public and say, look, there are things that we are seeing in the sky all the time. We don't know what they are. We're trying to figure out what it is. We don't necessarily think that it's this. We don't necessarily think that it's that. We don't really know what it is, but we're doing our investigations. Now, the answer to why they don't do that is because they could say, well, the reason they aren't doing that is because they know exactly what it is, and they don't want anyone to know. The other side of all this, too, is it could be our technology that's over there in Japan. It could be, there's so many different things, so many rabbit holes you can go down. But I think the most important thing is to understand that these countries are taking this serious, and they want to get to the bottom of it. And you're hearing more and more information come out about this stuff. So, but as they say, that some people think that it has been the major rumor that these things, whether it was Langley, whether it was Jersey, those things, and now Japan, other things, that it was China. Do they have that kind of tech? People don't seem to think so. But if you did have it, maybe you keep it as quiet as possible. But what is it? I don't know. It's interesting. What do you think about this? What do you think about this story? What do you think about the fact that Japan is forming their first ever UFO research office? And what will they indeed find? Will they share any information of the stuff that they do find? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. Thanks for joining me here on the show today, and we'll see you soon. Bye. I get very excited every time I get a chance to talk about Vaya. Man, I love Vaya. 420, it's right around the corner. There's no better time to elevate your wellness routine, whether you want to relax, recharge, refocus. Vaya has the perfect lineup for you. If you haven't tried them yet, you're really missing out. I've been telling you about them for months. They are the best. I use them all the time. The sleep gummies, oh my God. I'm telling you. I just told my buddy Chris about them. He's going to get them soon. Whether you need to unwind, refocus, boost your mood, Vaya is here to enhance your everyday and night. It's trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. Vaya is changing the game in natural wellness, blending powerful, high-quality hemp-derived ingredients to deliver real, effect-driven benefits. Whether you're looking to sleep better, that's me, have better libido, improve focus, recover, or simply relax, Vaya has a tailored solution just for you. With products ranging from 0 to high cannabinoid levels, Vaya lets you fully customize your experience to fit your needs. Doesn't matter what you're looking to support. It could be your daily wellness routine, enhance focus and clarity, or unwind with deep relaxation. Vaya has you covered. I wonder if you wonder, what do I do? Where do I go? Where do I start? Take Vaya's product finder quiz to get personalized recommendations tailored to your needs. It can take less than 60 seconds to complete. So if you're 21 and over, treat yourself to Vaya's annual Spring 420 sale, Black Friday level savings up to 35% site-wide right now, up to 50% off packs and bundles, and get a free gift and more savings with your first order using our exclusive code DTE at the link in our description. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders over $100. Vaya,